Hey y'all, we're still dreaming of who's gonna come up from down under for Eurovision 2015, and today we're seeing double. That's because we are dreaming of the Veronicas, a fierce set of twins better known to their parents as Lisa and Jess. Now, is this a case of double your pleasure, double your fun, or double trouble?
I think a little bit of both, to be honest with you. I mean, the Veronicas have had huge success here. So they came onto the music scene, I think, 2005-ish with a song called Forever. 10 years later, that song is still my jam. I love that song. And they've kind of maintained good kind of success in that entire time. They recently released a couple of new singles, You Ruin Me, If You Love Someone. Both of them are pretty good songs, and I think they do pretty well on the Eurovision stage.
Yeah, I mean, I remember them probably a couple of years after they hit the scene in Australia. They kind of launched in the UK. They did Untouched, which I still have that on my phone. I still listen to it all the time. And actually, some of their new stuff, You Ruin Me, that's obviously had some chart success in the UK as well. And yeah, it's a good song, and you can kind of see a bit of an evolution in their music. Obviously, you've got about a 7 or 8 year gap there, so there has been quite a bit of time in between when they were reaching their peak of popularity in the UK and now this kind of comeback. I think that they're really good, and they're really good singers. We have had a lot of, obviously, sisters kind of performing on stage, twins before at Eurovision. So that might be something that SBS wants to tap into as well. So, yeah, I think they'd be a good option.
Speaking of tapping, we've got to admit that straight men love them some twins, and these ladies have the look, so they might be getting votes across the spectrum. And Chris, you bring up a good point about twins. Of course, Jedward in 2011 came 8th. They came back the following year. Didn't do quite as well, but still made the top 24, aka 25. They were in the final. And of course, in 2011, we had the twins Daniela and Veronica Nislova from Slovakia, who may not have made the final, but they looked damn good while getting eliminated. Twin factor, does it have appeal?
Look, it really just boils down to the song, to be honest with you. I mean, comparing them to Jedward, I mean, Lipstick was obviously a better song than Waterline. So, I mean, it all boils down to the song, but clearly they've had success in the past, and I think the Veronicas would do quite well if given the opportunity.
There's probably a bit of like twin magic somewhere where like you know what somebody's going to do. I presume Jedward probably don't have that because they have no coordination whatsoever. But I think that the Veronicas would definitely have that kind of really good stage presence. And when you see them perform things live as well, they are actually really good when they do that. They've got that kind of slightly rockier edge. There's also sort of like little bits of almost like bluesy stuff sometimes in their music as well, so they can do lots of different styles, and I think that that is something that, depending on what they send to Eurovision, could do really well. And again, if Australia do want to try and fight for that win and fight to come back in 2016, they would need something a little bit different, and I think that the Veronicas could give them that.
Yeah, and you know, they have had, as you said, a lot of chart success. All 12 singles from their debut album reached the top 50 in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. And their most recent singles, You Ruin Me and If You Love Someone, are both in the top 5 in Australia, or reached the top 5. Y'all, that's impressive to have that much success, you know, across all these years. Josh, quick question. Do we know if they're actually good friends? Are Jess and Lisa backstage pulling each other's hair saying, "You bitch"?
No, I would love to say that I have some juicy gossip, but I really don't, because every time I see them on TV, every time they're kind of in any music videos or anything like that, they're always really supportive, really nice to one another. And just like a tiny bit off topic, I just remembered that when Australia was announced to compete in Eurovision, the Veronicas actually tweeted on their official account, "So, Eurovision, that would be fun."
Yes, it would. So it is a case of doubling our pleasure and doubling our fun. We'll have to stay tuned to see if our fantasy comes to life. See you later. Bye.
Bye.